Dear student, welcome to this session on data sheets of op-amps and their interpretation. In the previous section, we discussed about op-amps, its block diagram, pin configuration, device information and development of op-amp ICs. The resources used are these two textbooks, Ramakant A. Gaikwad, op-amp and linear ICs. Second one is by Sergio Franco, Design with Operational Amplifiers and Analog Integrated Circuits. The data sheets of or spec sheets is a document that summarizes the performance and other characteristics of a product component, for example electronic component, material, subsystem or software in sufficient detail that allows a buyer to understand what product is and a design engineer to understand the role of component in overall system. Typically, a data sheet is created by the manufacturer. The data sheets provide wealth of information about a component like absolute maximum rating, intended applications, electrical characteristics, pin diagram, equivalent circuit of devices, performance limitations, etc. To get the most of these data sheets, one must be able to interpret properly the information presented in them. Although a series of op-amp ICs 741 exist that includes 741, 741A, 741C and 741E models. The schematic diagram and electrical parameters for all of them are almost same, with only the value of parameters differing from one model to another model. For instance, the 741A has the best tolerance, that is tightly controlled parameters, and it is most costly. At the other end, 741C has worse tolerances and consequently the cost is least. In this section, we will consider 741 op-amp specifications only. This is the example of data sheet MUA741 and this is frequency compensated operational amplifier by Fairchild. So you can see a wealth of information here. It's written that 741 is a high performance monolithic op-amp constructed using Fairchild planar epitaxial process, and its characteristics are given that no frequency compensation required, there is short circuit protection available, offset voltage null capability is there, large common mode and differential voltage ranges are there, low power consumption and no latch up, and because of its superior performance it can be used in integrator, summing amplifier and general feedback application. It can be used with plus minus 22 volt in case of military applications, that is 741. Commercial applications 741C, it has supply voltage of plus or minus 18 volt. In metal can, the power which it can give is 500 millivolt, and power dissipation, that is the internal power dissipation in case of DIP is 670 millivolt, mini DIP package 310 millivolt, flat pack 570 millivolt. And here you can see all the packages: 8 lead metal can pack, 14 lead DIP pack, and this is order information, that what is the part number. This is 10 lead flat pack top view and 8 lead mini DIP pack view. So there is a lot of information available. What is the load lead temperature for soldering, operating range temperature, storage range temperature, input voltages, differential input voltage. It can be given, you can see plus or minus 30 volt, input voltage is plus or minus 15 volt, metal can, DIP and flat pack that can go from minus 65 degree to 155 degree centigrade, mini DIP that can go from minus 55 to plus 125 degree centigrade, military, that is the operating range. The earlier was storage ranges. Operating range for military 741 is minus 55 to plus 125 degree centigrade. For commercial 741C, it is 0 to 70 degree centigrade. For soldering, it can be soldered at 300 degree centigrade, and mini DIP for at 260 degree centigrade for 10 seconds. So output short circuit duration is indefinite. So here is equivalent circuit of this IC is also given. Now we have electrical characteristics of 741 and 741C given. So you can see 741 here and 741C here. So parameters we'll talk later, but still whatsoever given we'll be talking those. The definitions I'll be covering in the next class. Input offset voltage. So there is a condition that RS should be 10 kilo ohm and maximum up to 5 millivolt. Input offset current. So typically it is 20, maximum 200 nanoampere. Input bias current, typically it is 80, maximum 500 nanoampere. Input resistance, that is 2 mega ohm. Input capacitance 1.4 picofarad. Offset voltage adjustment range plus or minus 15 millivolt. Output resistance 75 ohm. This is for 741. Output short circuit current 25 milliampere. Supply current typically 1.7, maximum 2.8 milliampere. Power consumption typically 50, maximum 85 milliwatt. Then there is a transient response where we are seeing rise time is 0.3 microsecond, overshoot is 5%, slew rate of change of voltage per unit time is 0.5 volt per microsecond, and you can see a variety of other information available for 741 as well as 741C. Below you can see the open loop voltage gain as a function of supply voltage. You can see the curves, output voltage swing as a function of supply voltage. Input common mode voltage. Common mode voltage is the voltage given to both the input terminals, then it is called common mode. Input common mode voltage range as a function of supply voltage. So you can have, if you are a designer, you can have the values from these graphs. Then there are a variety of other graphs both for 741 and 741C. Input bias current as a function of ambient temperature, input resistance as a function of ambient temperature, output short circuit current as a function of ambient temperature. So these are directly proportional. This one is inversely proportional. Input offset current as a function of ambient temperature. Power consumption as a function of ambient temperature. So what it means that what is the power consumption at this much temperature, minus 20 degree, what is the power consumption at 20 degree, what is the power consumption at 80 degree, and what is the power consumption at 100 degree centigrade. So this is what is the information conveyed by this graph. Similarly, you can see the frequency characteristics as a function of ambient temperature. So this is for 741. Below you can see for 741C. Similarly, power consumption as a function of supply voltage. So here we have seen as a function of temperature, there we are having as a function of supply voltage. Now open loop voltage gain as a function of frequency. Now when we are not using feedback, that is open loop voltage. Now this is open loop phase response. So here it is gain. Here it is phase response as a function of frequency. Input offset current as a function of supply voltage. Input resistance and capacitance as a function of frequency. Output resistance as a function of frequency. So you can see there are variety or wealth of information is available, and these are only required for a high level designers, but normally we don't require most of this information for BTech level classes. So here in the next you are seeing transient response. So you can see the rise time from 10% to 90%. What is the rise time? Frequency characteristics as a function of supply voltage. This is how we measure the transient circuit, the circuit by which we measure the transient response. This is voltage offset null circuit. This is voltage follower for a large signal pulse response. And in these data sheets you will also be seeing some application like unity gain voltage follower, non-inverting amplifier. What are the gain available for a given resistance R1 and R2, and what should be the bandwidth for this non-inverting amplifier using 741. Similarly, inverting amplifier, clipping amplifier, simple integrator, simple differentiator, low drift, low noise amplifier, high slew rate power gain amplifier, notch filter as a gyrator. So there are wealth of informations available in these data sheets. So I am taking not all of the sheets, but some of the data sheets. There are other informations also available. So next step is, in the next lecture we will be taking up that what these are.